Okay, hello, my name is Rick Parkinson and I'm a product developer for Pioneer Europe, and today we're here at MUSIKMESSE to showcase the RMX1000. So this comes in three sections. We have the hardware itself that works on a send and return 1/4 inch jack principle or RCA connectivity. And we have a piece of software which we call RemixBox, which gives you the ability to completely customize the hardware. So whether that be a frequency curve, a sample, an oscillator, an isolator cut, a synthesizer pattern, you can actually customize the whole specification of the hardware to your settings. So you would save that onto an SD card, or it saves it directly onto the unit. So that's the hardware, the RemixBox software, and the final part to it is that of the VST. So within the box you will get a VST or an AU, or both rather, and basically now we can recreate all of our DJ tricks and trademarks we make famous when we play in a DAW environment. So for example, I'm running Ableton, my VST is just running as a host, and all of those DJs effects I can do in real time using the hardware to control it and obviously capture all the automation at the same time. So I'll come back to that, but I'm first of all going to go over the hardware for you and show you some of its unique features. Okay, so to begin with the hardware, it's kind of split into four sections. We have what we call the scene effects, which give you the ability to build up and break down a track, so you can create drama at any point, at any given time with this big pot. We have the release effects, which give you the ability to exit an effect smoothly. We have the isolator effects, which are based on more frequency effects rather than more tone generative effects, which are similar to these scene effects here. And then we have this sample pad, which gives you the ability to sample on the fly, edit your sample, edit your loop, and also you can load in your own samples here at the same time. So to go over some of the sounds and how they actually sound and how you operate them, I'll just start to play this track. So this is basically a big instant gratification part. No matter what you do with this, you're going to get instant results. The EFX1000 was a great product, but sometimes it was quite difficult to achieve a really nice sounding clear effect. Many parameters, many different variations based on the theme, and quite difficult to do sometimes. So literally one big button push, and you're going to get a nice sounding effect. Don't get me wrong, this is Pandora's box. You can go really deep into it with the software and completely customize it to your settings. But for the user out of the box, hit the effect, nice sounding effects. So that's the echo, for example. We have two sub parameters. This one acts as the time, which again can be customized within the software. So if you come over onto the software now, if I push echo, let me just get a loop going. If I push echo, you can hear at the minute I've got this 1/4 delay. Da, 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 da. If I hit this button here, so as I'm actually changing it on the software, the effect is changing on the hardware, and that will instantly be saved because it's syncing onto the hardware. So I'm going to move that back to a 1/4 beat because I prefer it on quarters. And then for example on the noise generator, a white noise generator here, we can change how that white noise oscillates. So side chaining, really simple. So everything can be customized. The release effects are a really cool way to get out of jail free basically. So sometimes DJ can engage effects and they become too powerful, too much feedback. And it just completely disengages the effects. So if I do a bandpass echo, it will just clear it. That will also work with an echo. But there's three settings to this trigger here. We have the first setting, so you can customize it completely, again using the RemixBox software to customize how the trigger works. So many different settings. And then the final one is a backspin. Hold it really lightly, you get this longer spin back, or quick, you get this really sharp spin back. So that's the scene effects, giving you the ability to break up and break down a track and kind of creating a bit more drama inside your music. So let me just get out of this loop. The second section is that of the isolator effects. So a 0 dB isolator there, and again inside the software, if I just hit over the isolator section, hit the isolator, at the minute I've got 0 dB kill on all the minor sections, that could be plus. And you can hear now some of the tracks starting to come back in because we've not killed all the effects. But for me personally, I think on an isolator you should have, 0 dB kill, so. And maybe a bit of plus on the mid-range, it's quite cool sometimes to just. And then you can just simply disengage it. Cut and add are more free filter-based isolators as opposed to sweepable EQs like the isolator. So completely filtering out the mid-range there and just leaving room for the kick. And then add, as you would at sound. And we have a new BPM engine inside here now, which has a Quantize, so all of your effects should be perfectly in time. And we have a nudge feature as well, so if you caught a sample inside there and it was maybe drifting out of time or you changed tempo, you can actually just nudge it back and forth. Roll. And again, inside the software, you can change how the roll works. So for me personally, I like it on pattern 1, as you can see here, but you can hear how pattern 3 is a bit more, it's faster. For me, I like pattern 1, so. And then gates, similar to that on the DJM 900 color effect, knocks out certain frequencies. And again, you can customize it within the software. So those are the isolator effects. The final section is that of the X-pad down here. So I'm just going to start the track again. We've now basically got a synthesized kick, snare, hat and clap on these 4 pads here. You can load your own samples in here, again, by using the software, by hitting the sampler and browsing for your sample. You've got 4 banks of 4 sounds, totaling 16 seconds in total. You can actually edit the synthesized sounds as well. So if I go into the oscillator, and if I just can hear this hat, if I want that to be a longer sound, or back to the default, a different type, so many different variations on a theme. And then we get to the roll pad. So actually on here, if we go, sorry, now works as a roll. If we wanted to change how that worked, we could pull in one of these samples from the software. Let's put a 3/4 beat on the end of the X-pad, so now you come down to the X-pad. Got a 3/4 instead. Got pitch in it as well. So for me, I like an 8th beat being there. So if we just pull an 8th back down off the software, and then, yeah, there we go. So going back to the drum machine, again, start the track. If I go into overdub mode, I now have, and I'm just going to put in a little pattern. So. And then what we can do now is mute out other sections, put in a new pattern, and then unmute it. And then if we go over here now, we can put in these little fills. And I'm just going to roll the snare. And then another fill. And then disengage it again. Turn the hats off. Turn the snare off, just back to the hat and mute the snare. And then obviously again at the same time you can roll all the XPAD effects over into use a vinyl break. So that's the RMX1000 hardware, the RemixBox support software that gives you the ability to customize it, and the VST and AU support as well. It should be available in May and it's going to retail at £600. Thank you very much.